So let me start with where Dr. Sahu left. He said AI, a great salesman sells feelings. Exactly, AI doesn't have any feelings. So selling AI becomes a little difficult there because it doesn't have one. But because it doesn't have any feelings, it can bring a lot of problems to you as it helps you to tide over a lot of cybersecurity problems. So AI is no longer, today I'm going to speak negatively because that's what my topic is. So it has become a weapon. A weapon which is increased what is called as deep fake frauds and autonomous malware. Malware, first we used to have malware which was serviced malware, but there was somebody who used to give you complete service to deploy the malware, to take the money, to negotiate with the affected victims. Now everything is automated. So AI becomes a weapon. Right from when you look at CIOs or CISOs evolving battlefield, it is right from compliance to combat. Day before yesterday I was speaking in a conference where I was saying that CISO now has to have knowledge about legal. If you miss legal as a point in your kitty of knowledge, then CISO's small shoulders are carrying greater risk. Why? Because nowadays CISOs have also become DPOs. And when it comes to DPDPA, we are talking about 250 crores. And when it comes to CISO, we are also talking about section 43B read with section 66 of the IT Act, which only has 3 years of imprisonment. So that kind of risk a CISO's profile now carries. Right. This works? Sorry. So there are two phases of AI, AI for defense and AI for offense. Defensively, I think everybody is aware how do we use it for threat detection, predictive anomaly analysis. In fact, predictive policing is also being practiced using AI now. Autonomous patching, which is the biggest issue when it comes to cybersecurity. But when it comes for AI for offense, AI-powered phishing is the thing. Nowadays, if you see, even if we are fighting phishing from decades, now it has become more lethal. Why? Because it is targeted phishing now. Your profiles are up for sale and the phishing bet which I am sending you is what you are looking for in your life. Mark my word, I am saying in life. So it is phishing softwares via AI have programmed to serve you, and they give you high guarantee rates that you will click on the link. That is how they are selling phishing softwares. By guaranteeing you are going to click on the links, and so the returns in cybercrime is more. Malicious code generation, obviously this everybody is aware. Deep fakes, voice spoofing, synthetic identities. There is something which I need to bring extra to this forum is, there is something called as liar's dividend. What is liar's dividend? First, if you catch a politician, he would say, he couldn't deny if there is a video to it. Now, if you catch a politician doing something wrong, he can always come back and say, this was AI made. So, right video being sold as false AI is called liar's dividend. So liars also can get dividend based on such kind of video. So please note this word, very important legal word, liar's dividend which has come into a play. And when you see the elections happening, a lot of politicians are going to use this. This was AI generated. Okay. So are there issues on it? Yes. You have softwares which can have watermarked softwares, etc. But those watermarked softwares also can be reverse engineered. So AI based video forensics is now another issue. You have, then you have, how do you have an anatomy of an AI driven attack? You can have, recon can happen via AI. You weaponize is using LLMs, draft phishing mails. These mails can now be in various languages. They can send you in Bangla language also, or they can send it in English and have some specific words in Bangla or Gujarati or Marwadi. That specific it has become to. That's why I said it is now targeted, much more targeted. Then you have deepfakes, which, via deepfakes it can be delivered. Auto scripting ransomware can be used. Morph signatures. Just now I was handling a very big paints company case where the signatures were morphed, completely morphed. The accounts couldn't understand, they transferred the money to a fake account. So it's being used. Data to exfiltrate data, tunneling can be used, and to monetize crypto mixers where the money transaction cannot be found is being used, and the money is being taken out of our country. That's the biggest problem right now our national security faces. Now, the various cases you have this deepfake CFO embezzlement up to 25 million, which happened in Hong Kong. To 2024 AI sphere pushing pharma CEOs. In pharma CEOs were specifically targeted and money got transferred from their own accounts, and this was crores of rupees which have got transferred. Even in 2025, LLM can actually automates zero-day malware. So zero-day exploits you buy from the market, and it gets converted into a malware via AI-driven software. So this is real-world happening. So is coming to important point where the law is playing catching up. So we have DPDPA now in our country, but we don't have DPDP rules. So in every conference they ask me when are DPDP rules coming, and my same answer is in the next parliament session. So if you meet me after next parliament session, I'm going to say the same thing. Okay, because DPDPA took so many years to come, to fructify. Now DPDP rules. IT Act we have, but it doesn't talk about synthetic identity or deepfake definitions are not there. But let me tell you, there are two sections, 66C and 66D under the IT Act, which talks about identity theft and cheating by personation. So we have law, and in new BNS, the other sections are there which can in combination be applied with IT Act. So the sections become non-bailable. Please note this. This is the change after BNS which has come. BNS actually makes getting bail difficult, which was an earlier case with normal IPC was possible because there was a case law which was hampering, which was saying IT Act is a special law, so codified law cannot be, but there is another case law which nullifies this. No AI audit requirement as of now as we speak, but AI audit standards have come in. Evidence admissibility a question. Day before I think 1 week before I was at Tripura, at the Tripura Judicial Academy, and my apprehension to the judges were, how do you identify a deepfake video bought before the judge? So, or a deepfake document bought before the court for granting a bail surety for the simple thing. So till date we don't have table screens. We need to have table screens which decode AI videos, AI fake audio and fake documents. You must have seen AI is making fake PAN cards, fake Aadhaar cards. So if such kind of things are made, how to decode? Because they don't have on table SOP is getting made. AI has been extensively researched in Supreme Court, so you need not worry. There are tools available on Supreme Court websites, but we are not there yet. Or the lower judiciary is not there yet. At high courts we do a lot of research, but in lower judiciary we are still at the very old level of looking at the Aadhaar card and looking at the face and then saying yes, this face matched. So the difficulty is there. If the guy with the face brings a wrong Aadhaar card, a fake forged Aadhaar card, he also gets identified. Okay, we don't check his fingerprints yet in the court. That is the big issue which we are having. So what are CISO readiness we require? AI-based policies. When I talk to various CISOs, I don't see AI clause inserted in vendor agreements. I don't see code of conduct, in employees' code of conduct, you have AI clauses that if you found with, you're doing your work with AI-related softwares, some action can be taken. So after they do something with AI and you take action, they go to the disciplinary committee or something of that. So these problems are there. Or in government also, they go to the Central Appellate Tribunal, etc. AI incident response budget, that is now required because something happens because of AI. We have cybersecurity incident budget, but not AI security. Deepfake detection tool should be a mandate in every year's IT budget of an organization, which is still not there. AI threat modeling, board awareness. See, I'm taking now so many sessions of board where actually I talk about cybersecurity and cybercrime scenario in the country and with the real life cases, but I add AI to it. And I give them some small demo that how AI creates issues in organization and even in documents when you are doing mergers and acquisitions. So that I have started adding, but board awareness is low. They know the hype, they know there is a scope for investment, but they don't know there is an issue in administration of the organization. So lastly, I would talk about we can use AI for threat intelligence, forecasting. You can use for adaptive playbooks. We can have vendor audits, because vendor audits, when a vendor applies to be a vendor, if you need to audit, that can get automated, and that could be with less cost because you don't want much overhead over there. Zero trust is, if you want to convert it into a zero illusion, when you say zero trust, nothing absolute can exist in cybersecurity. You can't say absolutely I'm secure. So how do you, paint zero trust? It many a times becomes a mythical what you are trying to approach. And when in the legal parlance, when you go and say zero trust and something very concrete, you have to prove an evidence. We really can't. I'll tell you a case where I was arguing and the company was trying to say to the judge, sir, we follow zero trust because he has to demonstrate section 43 capital A compliance, and he was talking about zero trust. Sir, we have this zero trust implementation. And judge end up in asking what is zero trust and how to achieve that zero, and then started laughing at him when he was trying to document things to the judge. So a person with a wise ear will really not take this if you are not substantiated it with real documents. The advice could be you embed AI risk in audits. AI risk now should be part of your IS audits. Okay, you may have a different AI standard, but make it a part of your ISMS. Keep AI red teaming logs. Mandate vendor AI declarations, which I said before. All vendor should have an AI declaration form. What kind of AI they are using? Are they using third-party AI? Are they paying for it? Who is indemnifying you if the risk is coming from third-party AI? You getting my point? Many a time you have softwares which has embedded AI and that company goes kaput, is not working, or some problem with that AI. Who is indemnifying you? The exact same vendor has to indemnify you. Something goes wrong because your name is at stake. You can create AI playbooks, preserve chain of custody for AI evidence. Very important, many organizations don't have electronic evidence management policy. In electronic evidence management policy, which talks about varied things, CCTV footage to kept, logs to be kept, what type of logs, how many days to be kept, etc. Now we also have AI evidence chain of custody to be added to this electronic evidence management policy. I'm going to give you a small example. Everybody must be aware of this Cosmos Bank case. Cosmos Bank heist, which was the India's biggest heist, but it happened on weekends. What happened is the moment heist happened, it happened on weekend. Monday morning, the IT people come. The first thing they do is they call up the big four people. I don't want to say who came. One of the big four partner comes in, forensic partner, and he starts gathering the evidence in the data center or where the server rooms are there. he makes clone of the hard disk, etc. लेके जाता है because he was first responder there. And there are CCTVs in the data center. It captures everything. Then the management decides we should file an FIR because so much amount of money is lost. Okay, more than around 90 crores. So they file an FIR. They call up the DCP. DCP comes with his team, cyber team. Now he is second on the scene. He collects all the evidence plus CCTV. Now what happens is, CCTV shows that before police has collected the evidence, somebody else has touched the evidence. You getting the point where I'm going? So the chain of evidence says the evidence got vitiated. Okay, why this happened? Because they didn't have electronic evidence management policy, which would have said if you are going for a criminal case, the first person to come there and collect the evidence should be police. Because or else the evidence chain of custody would not be mentioned. Second, I want to make you aware, when this big force will give you a report, forensic report, many a times they don't sign. If they sign, below they will write that this report has not to be produced in court of law. Go and check all your forensic report. This is standard things which is there. Day before yesterday, we filed a report with the adjudicating officer. Partner didn't sign. So what did we do? Because the name is bigger, we took color printout of the reports, made 5 copies out of reports and submitted to the court. Now if something goes wrong, see in one case when I was arguing against the report, I took that defense, that the bank has produced a report which is not even signed by the partner. But this time, I am submitting the report. That is the life of a lawyer. When sometimes you are with the party or sometimes you are defending the party. So, but the chain of evidence in AI becomes very critical. Dynamic evidence and volatile evidence. Dynamic, it will change. Volatile, I'll just give you one example. I have 2 minutes. So, real life case. So when this FAKU thing happened, this artificial intelligence, when you are asking them, who is FAKU? So it was responding with our Prime Minister's name. So I thought, because I had a paid version of paid version of Grok, let me reason with Grok. It's there on my LinkedIn, if you go and see, I posted. So I tried to train him and say, Grok, that whatever you are saying is wrong and you can't defame within the meaning of law. I just quoted him the sections. Within the meaning of law, this is grossly defamative when you talk about Prime Minister, our Prime Minister. First it says it is not law. He tried to give me constitution. Just imagine, Grok is trying to reason me that the constitution gives me this right to freedom and all that. Then I again reasoned with him. Then at my third instance, Grok agreed that yes, this was meant a mistake. I will never say that this. So I was happy. I took screenshots, put it on the LinkedIn. See, I won a defense argument with Grok. Somebody to my, in the reply says, I am asking Grok and he is saying still the same thing. So when he asked Grok, who is FAKU? Again, the same thing started. So what I did, I took the screenshot, went to Grok again next day and said, yesterday you said that you are not going to say this again. And now, when I show you this screenshot, you are saying it again. Now, Grok so clever, it says, oh sorry, it was my mistake. I think I shouldn't do it again. Just see. And when I asked him, he's not saying FAKU to our Prime Minister, but after 3-4 hours, somebody else reported, sir, it again saying like this. You see? The issue is, AI was a customized AI replying person-based. So when, I'm coming to this point, chain of custody in AI evidence. So AI will give you different evidence, different time, depending on different people, different login, and different bot, whichever you are using. So be careful when AI usage is there in your organization. be cyber safe, be cyber secure. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.